Now, once again, this is about making a good decision. On the first one, there's not a number I can multiply to 5 that gets me 4, a number that I multiply to 4 that gets me 5. There's not a number I can multiply to 3 that gets me 7, or a number to 7 that gets me a 3. So what I'm going to do is, I'm a big fan of taking, if you have a coefficient or a letter with opposite signs, that's what I would use. Because now you don't need to incorporate a negative. You take the coefficient in front of y, put it up here, coefficient in front of y, and put it here. Now, if you want to get rid of the x, you can take the 4 and put it up top, and the 5 and put it on the bottom. You'd have to make one of those numbers negative. In the end, you have to get the same exact coefficient in front of the variable with opposite signs. Now, when I multiply this through, I get 35x minus 21y equals a negative 77. And on the bottom, I get 12x plus 21y equals 30. You notice I get a plus minus 21 in front of my y's. So when I add these together, that cancels. 47x equals a negative 47. 35 and 12 is 47x. Negative 77 and 30 is negative 47. We divide 47 on both sides, and my x equals a negative 1. And now I plug into an original. It does not matter which one I do. So I'll use the bottom one. But you could have just as easily used the top one. 4 times negative 1 plus 7y equals 10. Negative 4 plus 7y equals 10. We add 4 to both sides. 7y equals 14. And we divide both of them by 7. And my answer is y equals 2. So my answer is point negative 1, 2. Plug it in. 5 times negative 1 is negative 5. 3 times 2 is 6. Negative 5 minus 6 is negative 11. 4 times negative 1 is negative 4. 7 times 2 is 14. Negative 4 and 14 is 10. Now the second one, there's a number I can multiply to 3 to get 6. It's negative 2. Now the reason I say negative 2 is I need opposite signs in front of the x. If I just multiply through by 2, I get 6x, that's no good. But negative 2 gives me a negative 6x minus 10y equals a positive 38. When you multiply through by the negative 2, the sign rules apply. And now 6x minus 4y equals a negative 10. The x's cancel. Negative 14y equals 28. We divide by negative 14 on both sides, and y equals negative 2. Now I need to plug that y into the original. I'll do 3x plus 5 times negative 2 equals negative 19. 3x minus 10 equals negative 19. We add 10 to both sides. 3x equals negative 9. We divide 3 on both sides. And my x equals a negative 3. So my point is going to be negative 3, negative 2. And you can check that yourself. 3 times negative 3 is negative 9. 5 times negative 2 is negative 10. Negative 9 and negative 10 is negative 19. 6 times negative 3 is negative 18. Negative 4 times a negative 2 is 8. Negative 18 and 8 is a negative 10. And that's our answer. So in most cases, I would have probably gotten rid of the y. But just to show you where you can get rid of the x as well here, I'm going to multiply the top by 4 and the bottom by 3. Now, if you notice, the y's have opposite signs. So I can multiply 5 on top and 7 on the bottom. The x's have the same signs. So when I put a 4 up here and a 3 down here, I have to make one of the numbers negative. It doesn't matter which one. But remember, when I do linear combination, I have got to get opposite signs for my coefficients. So this becomes 12x plus 28y equals negative 4. And if you got rid of your y, you should still, and in the end, get the same answer. Negative 12x plus 15y equals negative 39. So these cancel, and we're left with 43y equals negative 43. I divide 43 on both sides. Y equals a negative 1. 4x minus 5 times negative 1 equals 13. 4x plus 5 equals 13. We're subtracting 5. x equals 8. We divide by 4, we divide by 4, and my x equals 2. So my answer here is going to be 2, negative 1. 6 plus a negative 7 is negative 1. 8 plus a 5 is negative 5 times negative 1 is positive 5. 8 and 5 is 13. It does work out. Here, I'm literally just going to multiply the bottom by, oops, not 4, but by 3. So 4x plus 12y equals 4. 9x minus 12y equals 48. My y's cancel. 13x equals 52. We divide by 13 and my x equals 4. You know what? Let's do the top one. 4 times 4 plus 12y equals 4. So 16 plus 12y equals 4. We subtract 16 on both sides. 12y equals a negative 12. We divide 12 on both sides. My y equals negative 1. So 4, negative 1 becomes my answer. And you can plug that in. 16 and negative 12 is 4. 12 and a positive 4 is 16. It does work out.